Meet Mark and Sarah. They are what we call Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. Combined, they pull in $160,000 a year, which puts them in the top tier of American households. Statistically, they earn more than 80% of the country. They are smart, disciplined professionals who just had the perfect Saturday. They spent $35,000 on a single afternoon, a 4-hour party with open bars, letterpress invitations, and white tablecloths. To them, it felt like an investment in memories. But if you perform a forensic audit on that afternoon, you'll see it wasn't a celebration, it was a robbery in slow motion. By liquidating $35,000 in capital today, Mark and Sarah didn't just spend their savings. They sacrificed approximately $400,000 of future retirement wealth. They traded 3 full years of their future freedom for 240 minutes of status signaling today. They started their legal merger by lighting the company's seed corn on fire, choosing a one-time harvest over decades of compounding growth. My name is David, and I spend way too much time performing forensic audits on the invisible strings corporations pull to turn us from owners into consumers. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, getting the degree, the job, the partner, but you still feel like you're running on a treadmill that's going nowhere, you aren't crazy. You are likely the victim of the conformity tax. Today, we are taking the romance out of the equation for a few minutes. We are going to treat marriage as a corporate merger and audit the wedding industrial complex. I'm going to show you why your wedding is the ultimate vampire cost and give you a framework called the Blue Chip Partner Vetting to ensure your merger doesn't end in a total principal loss. In the eyes of the law, marriage is not a union of souls. It is a legal merger of 2 economic entities. Yet most people spend more time reading the terms and conditions of an iPhone update than they do auditing the person they are giving 50% equity to in everything they will ever build. The wedding industry relies on dynamic obsolescence, a concept pioneered by Alfred Sloan at GM to weaponize your ego. Sloan realized that if he changed the car's body style every year, he could make perfectly functional cars feel old. The wedding industry does the same. They convince you that if your wedding doesn't look like the 2026 gold standard on Instagram, you are failing the social script. This is the conformity tax. Like the Phoebus cartel, the group of companies that notoriously limited the life of a light bulb to force people to buy more, the wedding industry has engineered a product designed to be consumed and discarded in a single afternoon. They rely on your present bias, the glitch in your brain that makes you value a 4-hour dopamine hit today over 30 years of security tomorrow. They use the decoy effect in their pricing packages. The silver package is garbage and the platinum is absurd, so they herd you into the gold package, which is exactly where they wanted you all along. You walk away feeling like a savvy consumer because you didn't pick the most expensive option, but you still spent 30% more than you planned. Let's look at the math Mark and Sarah ignored. If you take that $35,000 and leave it in a diversified index fund, earning a historical 8% return, in 32 years, that money becomes $400,000. The cost of the party, $35,000. The opportunity cost, $365,000 in lost compounding. When you spend that money on a wedding, you are committing to years of additional labor just to replace the wealth you burned. This is how the Henry cycle starts. You enter the merger with high cash flow but 0 net worth. You qualification buy a house based on 2 incomes, doubling your risk of bankruptcy because you no longer have a backup generator if one person gets sick or laid off. You've already liquidated your liquidity for a party, so you have no margin for error. You are driving a race car at 200 miles an hour with no brakes. To avoid this, you need to implement the Blue Chip Partner Vetting. In business, you'd never hire a co-founder without a background check and a financial audit. You need to do the same before signing the legal contract of marriage. First, the mandatory money date. Before the engagement, you open the books. You show credit scores, that secret 3-digit number that acts as a reputation score. In the US, the average credit score varies by demographic. For instance, the average score for white Americans is approximately 734, while for black Americans it is around 677, often due to systemic generational wealth gaps. Regardless of the starting point, you are looking for parasitic drag, a partner whose consumption habits will drill holes in your bucket while you're trying to fill it. If they view high-interest debt as a lifestyle rather than a temporary tool, they are a meme stock, not a blue chip. Second, the one-income foundation. You must determine if your combined household can survive on the one-income rule. If your lifestyle upgrades, the bigger house, the 2 new cars, require both salaries to function, you have built a gilded cage. A blue-chip partner is someone who agrees to live like you make $70,000 when you actually make $140,000. That gap is your freedom. That is your exit ramp. Third, the prenuptial insurance policy. A prenup isn't a plan for divorce. It's an insurance policy against the state's archaic default settings. It's a love letter to your future self that ensures if the merger fails, you don't lose 70% of your wealth to transaction costs and lawyers. It protects the compounding machine you've spent your life building. The wedding industrial complex wants you to believe that the price of the party reflects the depth of the love. That is a lie engineered by people who want to strip mine your capital before you can even start building a life. A financially aligned marriage is a fortress. It is the greatest wealth hack in existence, 2 people living on one income and investing the other. But you can't build a fortress on a foundation of debt and status signaling. The first $100,000 of net worth is the hardest to accumulate. It's a brutal slog. Spending $35,000 of it on a 4-hour party is a choice to stay in that slog for years longer than necessary. Don't be the couple that liquidates their future for a 4-hour dopamine hit. Be the glitch in their algorithm. Spend the $35,000 on your freedom, not their venue fees. I've spent way too much time thinking about this stuff, so you don't have to. If this video made you want to open the books tonight, share it with someone who is currently looking at venue brochures.